guest on Pirate Radio Live, head coach of the ECU Volleyball Pirates, Adler Augustin, postseason volleyball back in Minges Coliseum for the second straight season. Coach, welcome in. Congratulations on another great year.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I know you wanted it to go a little further in the conference tournament. We were watching it here in the Pirate Radio studios. I believe lost set one, won the next two, and then it went to the final fifth set and unable to get that win. But just to be there, to be playing postseason volleyball, that had to be a goal of yours when you came here to ECU.
Yeah, it was always make sure that ECU was one of the top teams in the conference. That was the goal, and I think we've accomplished that before. I mean, it shows up in a lot of aspects, from recruiting kids that were telling us no, now they're calling us, or even scheduling matches. Now I get calls from a lot of the bigger programs. They want to play us because we'll have a good RPI and we'll be competitive versus when I first got here, they didn't even know who we were. So just seeing us playing a lot better, getting the better kids, and then having a lot of success has been amazing.
Let's talk about what's coming up Thursday night. Minges Coliseum, you'll be in action. Tell us about this postseason tournament. Last year, I remember going and seeing the girls play in Minges back again this year. So tell us about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Especially we get to host, so that helps with the travel. We don't have to go too far, and then we could play in front of our crowd. We've been pretty good at home, so we're excited to host, and we'll play Winthrop in the first round. So depending how that goes, obviously we're going for the win, and we'll play the winner of the UConn versus Mercer match.
And what time is Thursday night?
Thursday night, 6 p.m.
6 o'clock, and then survive an advanced season. If you win that, you move on. And so, Coach, what happens beyond that? If you win Thursday, Friday, what's the next stage?
Then you play another round. There's two more, I believe, two more rounds after that, or maybe three. As we're trying to go all the way.
Is that TBD where those games will be played?
That'll be TBD.
Okay.
It will either host, but we're on the same side as UVA, so it will. We're assuming UVA will be a host site. It's either us or them.
Coach was talking to you off the air. One thing about coaches at East Carolina, when they do too well, they end up somewhere else sometimes. But you had some interesting answers to that. You said you plan to be here,
yep,
which is awesome. And you talked about knowing you've got something great in place versus taking that job where it could be a rebuild. You worded it great where you said, usually if you're going to another place, it's because something didn't work out good there. So that's a good way to look at it, I think. But you really like what you've built here at ECU.
Yeah, I do, especially now that we got it rolling. Every year seems like it's going to be even better. Looking ahead already, I think next year could be even better than this year. So that's exciting. Like you said, if you go, if you start winning, you get these opportunities. But every time you take a new opportunity is because something wasn't happening. That's why that space opens up. So you start over, and it's really hard when you start from the bottom. But when you have something rolling, you sleep better at night, and things are a lot smoother. So I like what we have here. The players are great. The fan, there's way more people coming to games now. Every year, I think there's more people in the crowd. We get our players love it because they get noticed when they go places. So all that's a good feel.
Well, plenty of time to talk about next year, and we'll do it before next season. But I know you're focused on right now and these seniors and everything. But as far as you say it, just the machine rolling, getting better. What percentage is traditional high school? What percentage is portal? How are you utilizing the portal of volleyball?
Yeah, in the past we haven't too much. We've gotten a couple of players for sure, but we haven't dive deep into the portal. But every year it's different, right? Now we're losing a ton of seniors. There's at least 7, 8 of them graduating. So we're going to be, it'll be a completely different team. So we might be in the portal a lot heavier to keep it going. So that's one thing the portal does allow, is to get experience. There's a lot of great young talent out there, but if you could keep it rolling with a couple of portal players because they have experience, they know what it's like to be on the road and the expectation, so we're going to take that route for sure.
Adler Augustin joining us. You mentioned the crowds, and and attendance. How much of a difference does it make, Coach, when you're playing in front of a rowdy Pirate crowd?
Oh, it's great. They're loud. I'm sure the other team. I'll talk to coaches after the game, and they'll make comments. They're like, "Man, it sounds really good in here." Especially with the new seating behind the bench, I could hear the people yelling stuff in the crowd. And also, I think in comparison, when we had COVID with the fake crowd noise, so now we got a actual crowd, and they come out and they come support, and even after the game, just seeing them coming on the court, taking pictures with our players, asking them questions about the game. I think all of that makes for a great atmosphere.
6 o'clock Thursday, Winthrop, and if the Pirates win, which that is the plan, Friday at
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock again. So 6 and 6 coming up Thursday and Friday. Coach, thanks for joining us. We'll get a few players in here.
All right, awesome.
I'll ask them how they enjoy Adler Augustin practice and see what they have to say.
See what they have to say.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you for having me.